My first thing I'm watching for on Saturday is the red zone passing game. If we all remember last year, Matt Weiss was Michigan's offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator with Sherrone. The biggest responsibility he had in the game planning of this offense was what? It was to script the offensive game planning once they got inside the 20. We saw the disastrous things that took place in the TCU game, right? How about the handoff to the fifth-string running back at the goal line? Okay, that was terrible. How about the Philly special, the double, triple reverse pass that went absolutely nowhere? That was Matt Weiss. So what does this mean now? JJ McCarthy, when things got hairy in that TCU game, we saw what he could do in the red zone. Look at the pass he made, the touchdown pass he made to Ronnie Bell in the Purdue game, and himself, going and taking the shot to the end zone against Ohio State that resulted in the flag, the penalty. He himself put it in 2 plays later for the touchdown for Michigan in that game. We'll talk more about the red zone passing game in a second, but love this picture. Look at these guys here. Look at this. Look at this team, right? This is the team. This is the team we're going to be talking about 30 years from now. This is the team, the Michigan football team. How about this one here, Jack? Right. So I guess my camera comes out. How about Harbaugh over on that side of the photo, just all the way second row, just chilling by himself in the corner? Pretty hilarious. That is the 2023 Michigan football team photo right there. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you like the video. If you like this photo, if you like that photo, if you like this team, if you like Michigan's chances in the big picture of college football, give me a like on this video. All right, score prediction time. As I said a couple times this week, if you have not done yet, go follow us on Instagram. It's at Michigan Football Report. $25 is the first person to predict the correct score. So go to our IG account. You see it here at the bottom of the screen. It's at Michigan Football Report. Toss in the live chat when you get a chance. Producer Jack, a.k.a. Young Harbaugh, reply to the story. And the first person with this correct score prediction, we will Venmo you $25 right after the game. So maybe Saturday night or maybe Sunday. So do that. I recorded all the ones that have happened. This expires. We're going to have it expire on Friday morning. We did one on Tuesday. We're doing one on Wednesday. I'll do another one on Thursday. So it'll expire around Friday morning at noon. So make sure you go do that so you can have a chance to win $25 from us to you. Predict the score. This offensive game plan has got to be geared around letting JJ cook. JJ McCarthy, the quarterback last year, sophomore quarterback, taking over from Cade McNamara after the first game. It was so clear after those first 2 games, opener and then the Hawaii game, that he was the man for the job. And I think with another season like he had last year, the slight upgrade in stats, JJ McCarthy is the best quarterback in the history of Michigan football. Michigan has got to let him cook. They have shied away from aggressive passing game in the red zone. We saw what happened against Illinois. We saw what happens at times against TCU. If Michigan does not have an aggressive passing game in the red zone, this team cannot win a national championship. They can't even win, frankly, a college football semifinal game like they have not done the last 2 years. What needs to happen is an aggressive passing game once they get inside the 25, the red zone, the 20, the 10, the 5, the 15. What happened last year is once they got inside the 10, it was just a running game. Either Blake Corum scored a touchdown or Michigan kicked a field goal with Jake Moody. That is not what can happen in the 2023 season if we want to see Michigan win a national championship. Answer this question. 225 yards passing for JJ McCarthy versus East Carolina on Saturday. If you think it's over, give me a no in the comments or in the live chat here on Wednesday. We went live at 5 p.m. Eastern. Over, you for under. I'm going over. I think it'll probably be around 250, 260. And I bet like 235 of those are in the first half alone. This ECU team gave up 292 yards passing last year. And that was with a full defense that went 8-5, right? They lost 7, maybe 8 stars, depending on who you think was a starter last year, off their 11-man starting defense last year. So predict over, you for under. How many passing yards will JJ McCarthy have? If you think it's 225, think it's over, give me a no or give me a U. I say let her rip, baby. I say let her rip. I don't see a downside to a pass-heavy red zone offensive playbook on Saturday, because what's the worst that can happen? The best that could happen is you let JJ understand the situation. Okay, cool. I see a safety there. I'm going to look him off. I'm going to go back this way. I'm going to tuck and run. I'm going to throw away if I need to, etc. right? That's the worst that's the best that can happen. The worst that can happen is he throws an interception. What does that matter? What does that matter? If JJ McCarthy throws 2 or 3 or 4 interceptions in the red zone, which he's not going to, but if he did, if he threw every time in the red zone, he threw 3 interceptions, okay, cool. He learns from it. You learn best in life from your failures, from your mistakes. You'll know when you play Penn State or Michigan State or Minnesota or Ohio State or the college football playoff what not to do. You're not going to lose the game against East Carolina, replacing 17 stars because you threw inside the 7-yard line instead of handing it off to Blake Corum or Donovan Edwards. I don't see a problem. Jim Harbaugh's not there. He's not going to be in the headset. So, hey, Kirk Campbell, let her rip inside the 10, inside the 20-yard line. I think there's no downside, absolutely no downside. Excel on what got you, what you practice for in spring practice and all summer long with Corum and Edwards out. Latest national title odds, Michigan is plus 850, the 4th best odds in college football. It really irks me, it does, that Ohio State has better odds of winning the national title. But I think in a lot of ways, these are just based on recruiting rankings. Who is the most talented, which clearly Ohio State has recruited at a higher clip than Michigan over the last few years. Georgia, basically 2-1 odds to win their 3rd straight national championship, which has not happened in college football in the modern era, in the AP poll era, going back 87 years. Alabama behind them at plus 600. We'll see what happens. The SEC has absolutely dominated college football and national championships over the past 15, 16 years. Here are your returning wide receivers, right, and tight ends. Your returning, receiving production coming off last year's 12-0 regular season, 13-0 Big Ten champions, and team that beat Ohio State again for the 2nd straight year. Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson, Colston Loveland. There's a chance, folks, that 2 of these 3 guys don't play on Saturday. Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson have been dinged up, have been banged up, and we'll see if they play a little bit. Michigan could help them out. I don't think it's anything serious, but can Colston Loveland, can he emerge as Michigan's top red zone threat for JJ McCarthy? He has absolutely excelled. He has thrived over the past 2 Saturdays. I had A.J. Barner as my starting tight end 2 weeks ago. Then I heard one thing in the practice a couple weeks ago, and then this past Saturday, kind of the pregame walkthrough, and it's been saying J.J. McCarthy trusts no one more than Colston Loveland when it comes to red zone passing. We're going to see if this plays out, but I don't necessarily think that Colston Loveland is behind A.J. Barner in any facet. I think they're kind of co-starters as things shake out. And with as much as J.J. McCarthy trusts him, now, hold your horse for a second. This could just be because Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson, and Tyler Morris have missed a bunch of practices lately, the starting 3 wide receivers. That could be the reason why Colston Loveland has become the top target of J.J. McCarthy in the red zone. But if it plays out, if he thinks to himself, drop back, look left, look right, who's the guy who caught passes for me all fall camp? Colston Loveland. Boom. Touchdown. I can see Colston Loveland as a sophomore having 7 or 8 touchdown catches this season. Next up, what to watch for is injuries at cornerback and at wide receiver, guys. This is a concern. The secondary, cornerback in particular, we know safety as well, and wide receiver have missed a bunch of time recently. I'll tell you more about that in a second, but make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're at 26,877 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you are not yet. And if you want to help the show grow, send a link to a friend, youtube.com/Michigan TV. Daily videos, multiple live shows per week from now all the way through signing day on February 7th, 2024. And you guys can join us at 11:15 Eastern. We'll go live. Jack and I, a 45-minute pregame show, 3.5-hour live watch party. I'll be calling every single play, telling you what's happening during the game, and we'll be about 30 to 60 minutes in the postgame for instant reaction and take your questions throughout the entire game on Saturday. Set your clocks now. Alarms, 11:15. Join us here on YouTube. The game's in the cock. Have us be your second screen during Michigan ECU on Saturday. Stars might have play. Will Johnson, I don't think he's going to play. Rod Moore and Makari Paige, I'm iffy on these guys. I'm going to say one of the 2 won't play, but don't hold me to that one. Cornelius Johnson, of the wide receivers, he's been the most banged up, I've been told. So if he doesn't play, don't be surprised. But I don't have any definitive information on that yet. How about this? The wide receiver depth chart. So all 3 of these guys, Cornelius Johnson, Tyler Morris, the sophomore, JJ McCarthy's high school teammate, and Roman Wilson, they've all been injured. They've all missed significant parts of fall camp. If 1, 2, 3 of them are not in the lineup, what does that mean for Michigan's wide receiver group? It's tough to say. I think the question is, are these guys healthy? And if they miss games, if 1, 2, or 3 of these players, these starters, miss the game on Saturday, is it because of injury? Do we need to be concerned? Is this a 2-game thing, a 3-game thing, a 6-game thing? I don't think so as of yet. Or is it just load management? We can beat ECU with a bunch of freshmen out there, and we're going to find out a lot about the health of this team come Saturday, 12 Eastern at Michigan Stadium. How about Amorion Walker, right? Guy we slotted to be the starting quarterback in spring ball. I think he got a little exposed in the spring game. He's been hurt lately. Jimmy Rolder. Jim Harbaugh did not mention him in the 2 deep at linebacker. Why is that? Is it injury or is it performance? A lot of questions will be answered on Saturday at the Big House. Here's my secondary depth chart. All right. Makari Paige has been injured. Rod Moore has been injured. He's been dinged up per Jim Harbaugh. Will Johnson, injured against TCU, has not participated a ton in fall camp. Josh Wallace, Mike Sanderstall. It could be time for those guys to shine. I think Jaden McBurrow with Wallace and Sanderstall will be in the starting lineup on Saturday. Jair Hill, the true freshman, he will get some playing time. Micah Powell as a player that has not done much in a couple years at Michigan. Also, Zeke Berry, Keon Saab. Keep an eye out for those guys either at nickel or at the safety spots for players who will emerge that could be stars in 2024 and beyond. My eyes are on Will Johnson. He's not going to play, I think. Maybe he will, but I don't think he's going to play. Maybe he will. Maybe, but I don't think he's going to play. And that kind of stinks because you only get a couple seasons from guys. You don't get 3 seasons, right? He was a starter for 5, 6 games last year. He's got this year, which could be an All-American year, and then next year. So I want to see every single play from Will Johnson that we can. But as of now, I don't think he's going to play. I think Michigan's going to hold him out for precautionary reasons. He'll be back on September 9th against UNLV or the night game on the 16th against Bowling Green. Looking out for the offensive line and defensive end rotation. This offensive line depth chart has switched 3 or 4 times in just the past 2 weeks. It's crazy. I thought it was going to be, Ladarius Henderson, left tackle, maybe Carson Barnhart on the right tackle. And then switch around. Carson Barnhart, Milson, et cetera, et cetera. This is the starting lineup I'm going with on Saturday on the offensive line. I've got Carson Barnhart. He's your starting left tackle. What a come-up for that young man at left tackle, beating out Ladarius Henderson, who will get snaps on Saturday. Trevor Keegan, Drake Nugent, and Zach Sinter, the best center guard combo in college football. Hell, in college football history, in my opinion, in the history of the Big Ten, this interior defensive line, offensive line for Michigan is absolutely outstanding. And then Chris Hinton's brother. By the way, Chris Hinton made an NFL team. I think it was the Chargers. Left Michigan early, did not get drafted. Giants practice squad last year, 2 years ago, and he made the Chargers 53-man roster. His brother transferred from Stanford after being a starter there last year. I've got him over Trente Jones as your starting right tackle. What a come up for Miles Hinton after leaving Stanford. That is big time for him. So keep an eye out for that on Saturday. How about the edge position? Michigan's defensive end, pass rushing quattro. Jalen Harrell is my starter for the second year in a row. I've got Braden McGregor as the starter at the other side at defensive end, a.k.a. edge. But Derek Moore has had the best last 10 to 14 days of any of these 4 players. I think when all things are said and done, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now, Derek Moore is going to be your starting edge. He's going to be the David Ojabo, the Aiden Hutchinson, the guy flying off the edge. Keep an eye out for Josiah Stewart. Huge production as a freshman. Huge production as a sophomore at Coastal Carolina. Now he's at Michigan. That is a 4-pack of edge rushers that Michigan has not had in a long, long time. This defense, though, Jim Harbaugh says, I love him. I'm not going to anoint him the best ever. Whether he means best ever in Michigan, best ever in the history of college football, I'm not sure at this point. But he says, I love him. I'm not going to anoint him the best ever. They've got a chance, though. I'll ask you guys this question. Will Michigan have a top 5 scoring defense? Javier Gregson, I see you in that chat, that $20 super chat. We'll get you momentarily in our live Q&A. Make sure you guys watch us every Wednesday. We are doing live shows if you're watching this on demand. This video goes up on Thursday after, what did we say, 1 o'clock on Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern on Thursday. Give me a Y for yes and for no. Top 5 scoring defense in all of college football. Y for yes and for no. The fourth thing I'm watching for on Saturday is Kirk Campbell's offense. Kirk Campbell just had himself another kid, right? Monday, he had himself his second child, a baby, his second daughter. Kirk, what are you doing there? Are you having sex? You should be thinking about football. That's okay, but maybe space out the sex so you can have it when it's not football season. Just kidding, kind of. Just kidding. Jack, kidding? Jack says no, not kidding. Don't have kids during fall camp, but we wish Kirk and his family the best. Wish him the best as Michigan's offensive coordinator on Saturday. More on Kirk Campbell in a second, but make sure you guys get the Don shirt. John Blaze is getting himself a Don shirt, it seems, from the live show as our Super Chat MVP. Chatsports.com/Don7. I love this shirt. Got my son one. Jack, we're going to get you one. So make sure you remind me, let's order you a Don shirt. Come up in the next few days. Chatsports.com/Don7. Link is down in the comments and in the description. Toss in the live chat when you get a chance as well, Jack. For those of you watching here live on Wednesday, we put the shirt out. I think it's good. It's good vibes. It's good vibes. So wear the shirt. Diamond Edwards, I got his jersey on, right? Got the Diamond shirt. You guys saw my Twitter account over the weekend. My son's got 2 Diamond Edwards jerseys. He took them both on. The Don is going to have himself just a phenomenal year. I hope he stays healthy because it's going to be amazing. Chatsports.com/Don7. Let's go back to Kirk Campbell's offense. All right. Had a kid on Monday, week of game day, for his first big-time Power 5 time to shine. Coach, this is your time to shine. Let her rip. Take no prisoners. Score points. Show something innovative. I know Sherrone. I know Jim Harbaugh are telling you what to do. But you know what? Ask for forgiveness later. Is anyone going to say, you didn't run our game plan? Kirk, you didn't run our game plan. Are they going to say that if Michigan scores 75 points? I don't think they will. I think this offense could step up, level up. Kirk Campbell has already shown what we can do in recruiting. He's making a big impact with guys like Bryce Underwood. Can he take this Michigan offense to the national championship level as the quarterback's coach, kind of leading the passing game? That's the offense. That's the defense. The number 6 scoring offense in college football last year. Number 7 scoring defense. Michigan up there as the best 2 or 3 teams in college football with scoring spread between points scored and points given up. I cannot wait to see this team on the field. This is probably the most excited I've been about a Michigan football team in at least 15 years. Maybe 2. I mean, I hate to say this. I was so excited about 2007. We all know what happened. Mario Manningham. Chet Henne. Jake Long. Mike Hart. Defense. Sean Crable. They lost to App State. They lost to Oregon. Started the year off 0-2. I am excited for this team. I am so pumped for this team. And I want you guys to get $25 in your pocket. So head over to our Instagram account right now at Michigan Football Report and give me a score prediction. We'll keep it up until Friday around 11 o'clock, 11:30 Eastern time. We'll keep it up on the Instagram account so you can predict the score. Someone who gets the score prediction right, I'll Venmo you $25. So make sure you guys do that. It is the Michigan Football Report by Chat Sports.